All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. We have a live watch list here again. This time, I am not in the car, and it has been a very wild week. So tomorrow, I don't think it's going to get any calmer. It is actually the peak of our week in terms of volatility. That is not a wrap top peak of the week. Don't get me started, but I'm very excited. Tomorrow, it's either going to be really exciting or really boring. We will find out and see where it takes us, but the broader narratives are all in place. We could talk a little bit about December seasonality and all of that, but I want to go over the non-farm payrolls and get ready for tomorrow. There is a chance that it can move us. It really depends on what happens. However, a lot of people are feeling a certain way about it. They think that the jobs number is going to be fairly strong. So I got a couple of things to show you. I definitely think you're going to learn something. You'll be ready for tomorrow. And hopefully, if you are looking for the broader narrative, go look at the other watch list, get familiar with kind of everything that's been going on, and you can pretty much get up to date with it because we really haven't had too much changing. And honestly, the best way to stay up to date with it, baby, youtube.com/the stock market, okay, /live. That's the easiest way to find us. We are live every morning, and we go over a lot of this stuff too, so hopefully you're ready with all of that. But with all that being said, we have a lot that we're going to get into. I am very excited about it. I hope you are too. I have the plays, the keys, all of it. But I survived the tsunami today. I don't know about you. But what's up, Chad? I got to say what's up. So recap, brothers. I love you. God bless you. But let me say what's up. Look at this beautiful. How we doing, Ansel? Brian, Amir, Doss, Tim. Let's go, baby. Good evening. How we living, CK? Answer. What's up, son? How you living, Flay? Gus Cazo in the house. Awaz. Noah. Ben. Oh, Dr. James Cash, baby. What's going on? What up, Luis? What up, Noah? What up, you say? How we living, DK? Joe, Nick, get hard IV. Is it IV or number 4? Have you been banned 4 times? What the? King Kong in my. I got King Kong in the long. Oh, we added to the long term today. So we'll go over that. If you missed it, you just hate me because I posted it on Twitter. I posted it on the youtube.com/the stock market. I have not posted it on Instagram. So you have one excuse there. But I mean, I don't know how you listened into this and didn't get it. And you got the text messages. So first link too, get yourself some free long-term alerts. So that being said, I hope y'all feeling good, man. I hope you guys are feeling blessed. But we have an interesting day ahead of us. So I mean, even then, maybe I should start with all of the things that have happened because today was pretty wild. I wouldn't really say we were moving off of any specific events. There was a lot of individual stock news, but it was literally later in the day. Excuse me, I'm burping. Out of nowhere, there was a tsunami warning, and then Mr. Roaring Kitty came back. So there was a giant earthquake on the West Coast in the water, and it was really weird because they put out a tsunami warning. The governor met with emergency services. We were watching a live stream, and they literally were kicking people off of the beach. And as somebody in Southern California, I did not feel the earthquake, but I was even man, we usually just blow this stuff off, and then people go surfing, but it kind of felt a little bit more serious. They had predictions of a tsunami hitting, and then they were like, nah, and then it didn't happen. So we survived a tsunami. That was probably the most eventful thing. It did affect some of the utility companies like PCG. I mean, a natural disaster would truly be a black swan, but, I mean, we've had a lot of black swans this week. Remember, we still had the South Korea stuff. And then you had the collapse of the French government. Then you had the Bitcoin. I feel like there's one more. Oh, yeah, the assassination thing. So there has been a lot of wild stuff this week. This was kind of the cherry on top, and then Roaring Kitty came back. But as far as the market, there really wasn't any data. It was supposed to be a chill day as we get ready now for tomorrow. So like I'm saying, all of the broader Trump trades, the dollar, the bonds, hopefully you are up to date with that. I'm not recapping that. Just go watch the last couple of watch lists. But now for tomorrow, this is going to move a couple of things. And believe it or not, I'm going to start you off with broad expectations. And I'm going to even tie it into Powell a little bit and give you one of my own. But as of the expectation for the jobs tomorrow, it's supposed to be 220,000. And I don't know if you guys remember. Let me see. Off top, you only have 5 seconds. No chat GPT bullshit. Excuse me. What was the last non-farms number? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, damn. Dos Nacho. He got that in 5 seconds. Boom. That's with a lag, too, so you were probably faster. Yeah, good. I love it. Okay. Because I don't know if everybody remembers, but you guys remember the last jobs report was 12,000? So, yeah. Remember, last time was really bad. It was really, really bad. Yeah, and they blamed it on the hurricane, the strikes, and all of that. So those are going to be themes tomorrow, and pretty much they're expecting that the number is going to be higher. They call it payback, that the jobs are going to get some payback from the strikes, the weather, and all of that. And the expectation is pretty high. I think there is some low expectations out there. There's a decent range, but I think Bloomberg's at 220, like Bank of America and a couple other people are around 200. So they're generally expecting this to be a stronger jobs report tomorrow. Now, I always show you this, but as you know, in the presence of, or in honor of, I want you to learn something. Always learn, baby. Just don't forget the ISM. This is like the highest correlation if you want a leading indicator. I mean, I don't really do technicals, but I mean, support, resistance, you've seen the levels, but at the end of the day, like this is one, I don't know if you call it a technical, it is a leading indicator. I mean, it does have an economic tie to it, but then again, these are surveys and there's still, I mean, think about it. We doubt a lot of things. So even then, I mean, that's a whole nother topic. But when it's all said and done, the ISM manufacturing, it has the highest correlation to the non-farms. It's not going to be 1 for 1, but even last time, you know, the ISM, it hit a new low on the year, and then you had a bad jobs report. Now, granted, that jobs report was really bad, and they say it's because of other things, but then remember, the other day, the ISM bounced, but the prices dropped, and then the services collapsed the other day. The bonds loved it, but now you have the ISM manufacturing back up. So not only are people thinking we're going to have payback, but they, you know, even then, this could be one supporting reason why we could see a slightly stronger number. Now, I'll tell you this. Here's one of my expectations, and it has to do with Powell. We heard him literally yesterday at Dealbook, and like I said, people just asked some dumb questions to start it off, all of the, you know, recent political drama, but they asked him about September rate cuts. Why did you cut rates ahead of the election? Why did they do it 50 basis points when houses, the stock market, Bitcoin, everything is at all-time highs? Why would you be cutting rates? Why, when all of the data has been perfect to allow one of the best rallies in the last 100 years, why would we cut rates, you know, by 50 basis points ahead of all that? And he said, you know, he tied it into Europe a little bit, but he also said he wanted to signal to the market that if there was a collapse in jobs or a weakness in the job market, he didn't say collapse, he said weakness in the job market, that he would, you know, the Fed would be there. So with that being said, even after last time, we'll see, the ISM services was one, the manufacturing did bounce up, but I do feel like in the next 3 months, whether it's, I don't know if it'll be this next one because of the ISM, but maybe the last one, you know, December leading in, you know, the first report we get in January, or over the next 3 months, I think we're going to have a pretty a pretty hard fall off on the jobs number on the non-farms in the next couple of months. So I think that would align with kind of why he's so confident and why he would need the signal. So we'll see, but that's a little prediction, and that's why I do think, in a weird way, just be on the lookout tomorrow. And now, as far as even a little more prediction, I do think tomorrow is going to come in a little light, and that's only because people have a high expectation. They think there's going to be a lot of payback, all of the weather events and everything else being resolved, and they're generally like pretty optimistic. Again, I think Bloomberg is even on the higher end than some of the averages there, so I think it'll be a good report. I don't think it'll be as bad as 12,000, but I think it's going to come in a little light. However, I don't think it's really going to move the market too much. You know, I don't think the market will really get killed. The real action is going to be on the bond market. And honestly, the bonds have more meat on the bone if you just like look at the stock market and everything. So they could actually respond a little bit more to the data, but now the revisions, that's what's going to make tomorrow a little bit more complicated, because if why was last month bad? I mean, I don't know. In a weird way, that's why I wanted to give you a pop quiz, because I'm like, I feel like a lot of people have kind of overlooked how poor last month's jobs were. And yeah, if it was an anomaly, sure, but if it was less anomaly and more economy, then that would be a little bit more important. So that's why I'm saying here, the revisions, and I'm not the only one expecting this. People are looking out for this. Those revisions tomorrow, that may make the interpretation a little stickier, but at the end of the day, I think all of the action is going to reflect on the bonds, both the 2-year and the long end, like we have talked about. So watch out for that. That is key number 2. And then finally, again, like I said, it's all about the non-farms today, because the general narrative is pretty much all the same. And oh, dude, you know what's crazy? I don't know if you want me to like blow your mind. I could do it. I don't know if, man, but here, this will help. Doesn't that feel beautiful? I love it. Yeah, dude. You realize, like, at the end of tomorrow, by the time we get back, is going to be like December 9th, December 10th. You know that. Tomorrow's Friday. You get your little weekend. It's the 5th right now. 6, 7, 8, 9. You're before you know it, bro. This month, you're already, like, getting it going. So keep that in mind, my friends. Keep that in mind. But the broader focus is still the same. So as far as tomorrow, though, the final thing, and I think this is going to be one of the more trickier aspects of tomorrow. Let me see. I got to get you guys the data on it. But the unemployment rate, that is probably going to be, if the number is all in line, and depending on what we get with the revision, that is all going to affect it. But again, I really think last month there's a lot we still need to know about that 12,000 report, and we'll see how it gets revised. And even then, they could still revise that 12,000 even on the next month. So don't even get your hopes up. But when it's all said and done, the employment rate, and that was the weird part, because although last month was a terrible number, like an absolute very low number, the unemployment rate did not move. So think about it. If they're expecting jobs to come back and the unemployment rate didn't move on a low number, and all these jobs come back up, and then the participation rate increases, that would naturally lend to a higher unemployment rate. So this could be the thing. And again, bonds would love it. But I don't think none of this, I don't think it'll kill the market unless it's like a negative print. Then that's a whole nother discussion. But like I said, maybe we get a fall off, but I'm not really expecting it anytime soon. So we'll see how it all plays out. But that's all that there is to it when it is all said and done. And like I'm saying, man, everything is the same. We've got these crazy events, literally from Monday, collapse of France, and that kind of started, then the South Korea stuff, and then the UNH thing, and then now the GameStop and the tsunami stuff. That one wasn't as bad. And all of this, I mean, it's kind of crazy because part of this broader trade, it's not necessarily affecting the state of things. What's it going to do? Like, again, I'm surprised the bonds are still this cheap when you really think about it. But at the end, like, what? People are just going to buy the dollar? Like, it's not like this stuff is only reinforcing the strong dollar trade. And for now, the strong dollar isn't hurting you. And actually, on that note, before I get into the plays, I'm going to give you one more since you guys are here right now. And we'll save it for the live watch list. I'll put this on record. I said it on stream, I think earlier this week, but don't forget, right now the strong dollar is good. We love the Trump trade for now, but just don't forget, some of you have seen this before, and if not, welcome. I hope you learn more. But there's a time where eventually all these big companies and these corporations that make a lot of money, multinational corporations, they get their earnings in dollars. So depending on where they're getting their money, essentially, that dollar, you're going to, at one point, if the dollar keeps getting strong, you're going to start hearing on earnings negative Forex effect and the strong dollar negatively impacting earnings and that turning people off. I don't know if you guys remember it, but we've had that happen before. Not a couple years ago, but that's exactly what, right now we're in the honeymoon stage, but then people are going to kind of realize that depending on how it is. Exactly. Double-edged sword. But for now, it's getting a nice cut, but it's not hurting you. But eventually there is kind of a point of give back on this. So we'll see where that plays out, but I hope you enjoy that. I hope you are blessed and prepared and ready to go in the... it's almost Christmas, dude, but now let us get into the plays. So, right off the bat, baby, Intel. So I added this to the long term. I made a bad play on it. Well, I guess it was bad because it went down right away. Actually, we played the dip on the CEO news. And remember, I said I'll scale into that option play. Maybe I'll play it again. But it kind of felt like Humana. Maybe this thing goes down a little lower. And I posted that when I posted it on Twitter and on the YouTube. I don't think this is a perfect price for Intel. It's actually like in between the 25 and the low of like 18, 19, and it was one of those levels. I think it's appropriate. It's a good average down, but I did want to add this to the long term because I was telling you guys, even on the last live watch this, I think it could take like an extra year, but I think this CEO news sped things up a little bit. I mean, like I said, usually stocks go up after the CEO gets, especially if the CEO's been bad. But here's the deal. I mean, we'll skip to the end a little bit. We could talk a little bit more about why we added to long term. I grabbed it at like 21. It said 36 on the small account, but I'm pretty sure on the big account, I'm in at like 21.43. But I mean, here's the deal. Why is this stock selling? Dude, it's a discount. Like literally, it's like 10, 15% off from like a high of 25 after this news. Not to mention this stock is down like 50% on the year, but it really that's why I'm like, maybe there's more discount mode. So if it goes lower, keep your eye on it. But the thing is, why it's selling off is because some people, they are ecstatic about the news. Like I think Cantor Fitzgerald, they literally used the word ecstatic, that they like Pat Gelsinger leaving. There was a new addition to the board. They got some like ASML OGs that they added to the board of directors today. And, some analysts are raving about this. I like it. I like that the CEO left. I was calling him Pat the Rat for crying out loud. But when it's all said and done, some people like it, but then there is some blowback because if you really look at the situation, it is an abrupt departure. This wasn't, if anything, and this is what some people are saying, they're not saying that like he didn't get fired, he retired. So they're kind of insinuating that like the board wanted to fire him. Obviously, there was some pressure with this losing plan that he's been doing, but then he kind of just forced the card and said, all right, I'm out. Like, I'll just retire then and read my Bible and post it on Twitter. He does that, I know. But, amen, I guess, brother in Christ. But Pat the Rat, I don't know, it's conflicting. But the whole point is, some people like it. Others are viewing this as an extremely abrupt departure, and there's not really a succession plan. And that's why, like, whoever is chosen, that is going to be very, very important there. So they're supposedly going to make an announcement tomorrow. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. But other than that, I like the news. And like I said, I think it will kind of speed up this recovery and amongst other things. And it's at a big low, but I've added a lot of dividends this year. So I think we should get some growth there. And it was an average down. I get to add to a position I already had. And for now, like I said, before we know it, remember, I'm going to be taking off like after I think like the third week. I'm chilling. This might just be my last play and coast until the end of the year. And, I'm taking an average down on one of two stocks of like the new plays we made on the long term this year. It was pretty much like Pfizer and Intel. Those are the only ones that underperform. So I'm going to take an average on the chips. Like I said, I've never really had that type of exposure. So might as well. I think I have, again, now it's at like $6,000. So not too crazy, but we'll see where it plays out. Other than that, that was long term. And again, I had that option play, but that one got clapped right away. But now play number 2, I'll go over the exact play here in a little bit, but Unity. And why? Because of the Roaring Kitty dream interpretation. And that's what I call it. Literally, it's a dream interpretation trading strategy. I don't know, but what happens is Roaring Kitty posts a picture, and then the world gambles on what it means, and then maybe he spends millions of dollars on a wild play. And that's it. He doesn't say anything. He just posts it on Twitter, and then that's it. I call it dream interpretation. Literally right away, he tweeted, he came back all of a sudden, and I even said it. I said, all right, give me your interpretations. And people said everything, the numbers, and what he did. Let me see if I have it here. Let's see on my Twitter. It's already all over Twitter, but where is it? He posted a edited Times magazine. Oh, there's the one with Uncle, pretty much. All right, so this is it. We'll use this. Thank you, Tim Whitman, just for time's sake, because this is what Roaring Kitty posted without Uncle, obviously. But this is a remake of the 2006 Times magazine Person of the Year, and they said the Person of the Year was you, and it was all about technology. Again, this is like the OG YouTube player. This is when MySpace was hot. So there's a lot of context behind it. He put 109, which is 69 seconds, divided by, or the time player, 420. So I don't know. I've even heard somebody say this means 10.9% shares outstanding of four. I'm telling you, I've heard a lot of dream interpretations, but literally it was you, like the Person of the Year was you. And at the same time that this happened, again, we were here, so we noticed that Unity went up. And Unity is like a game make. This is my dream interpretation, so this is absolutely nonsense too. I hope you understand it. I'm not, believe me. I'm the guy in the loony bin, but I'm just there so that they give me the drugs. You know what I'm saying? But I know exactly what's going on. I hope I'm not trying to deceive you, and I hope that you do not get deceived. Okay? I don't know if you hear me on this, bro. Because this is, again, absolutely wild. But with that being said, literally at the time that the GME came out, again, we were watching it, all of a sudden, Unity starts to go up. So that was literally, it popped up right before. There wasn't crazy option activity. And then somebody else noticed on the stock YOU, Clear Secure, that somebody bought 10,000 options yesterday. So it could have been a sweep, you know what I'm saying, or it could have been one of those balancing trades. So you never know. But at the end of the day, it's this thing is, there's a lot of guesses out there. But I got a free play out of it. You'll see what my exposure is. But yeah, so I made my play free. Good luck with it. But yeah, I don't know how invested you want to be in it. But we'll see where that plays out. I'm sure he'll definitely get another headline. But that is play number 2. And then play number 3, Uber and Lyft. And Uber sold off 10% today. There's been a lot of bad news on Uber in terms of downgrades. Their earnings was a little bit soft. What else was there? The robo-taxi and Tesla. But then there was news today that Waymo is back in Miami. I don't know. I don't know. The last time people reacted like this was probably LeBron to Miami, because I don't know why it caused Uber to sell off 10%. Even Lyft got clapped off of it. I think it was a little bit of an overreaction, but there's just a ton of downside momentum lately, again, from analysts to earnings, like I'm saying. So I think the downside momentum might just continue. It may not turn around until later in the month, but it's a big move, and I'm sure there's going to be some opportunity in there. Literally, we snaked one. I had a snake play that I made free, one of those 7-cent options. I sold it for $40-$50 today. It went up 300-400%. So I'm sure there's going to be some wild moves if you've seen Uber before, but we'll see how that plays. That was number 3. And then finally, everything else that I did today. So I can't believe it, man. I laughed every single time, but you guys remember I told you that monster play was ridiculous. And I don't know. I also hope at the same time you see that I have just been making I'm not trading bigger amounts. I'm not going with anything crazy. I do have a pretty large bond future in the TLT play. But again, those are from some of the other gains we made on being early on the Trump trade. But remember, I'm going sometimes a little bigger, sometimes not. But these plays are ridiculous. I was telling you, 1,600 on MSTR. This play's wild, or 1060, whatever it was. It was 300% out of the money. I bought it at 90 cents earlier in the week. We bought the South Korea dip, so it paid off. But again, dude, these Bitcoin gaps up and then it just sells off until the Asian markets open up again. So we'll see. Bitcoin even sold off from the 100K. It hit 100K, but I sold half of the position. I bought 2 of them at 90 cents. I sold one this morning at $250. I wanted $300, but I just noticed I waited like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and it just was looking weak. And then I got it out pretty good. So that was play one of the day. Still have one free, so that still has value. So we get to ride that out for like 2 weeks. Actually, that might be a Christmas gift. We'll see. But then Tesla, this was my second play, and this one I told you guys, and I think it played out exactly as such. But this play, Tesla, last time Tesla was strong, it was near all-time highs, and this is near a breakout level. It hit a 52-week high. It's getting to one of those points, but I was like, you know what? It's either going to stay at 3% or this thing's going to go 7%. So I top ticked these. I grabbed a little bit more time, grabbed the 510 call. I spent like $200. Grabbed them at 46 cents, and I said it. I said if it doesn't go 7%, these plays are going to drop 50%. So I like it if it's half off, and I think if you buy my dip, I think you'll do good on it. Not a recommendation though. So again, it's very speculative still. There's no guarantee. This is just playing the breakout or not. But the way I was looking at it today, I missed it on one of them before, so I said why not? And then again, we got the MSTR. Literally, if I just sell out the last MSTR, I could pay for it. So maybe we do that tomorrow to balance this out. Because again, I like making it free, bro. I don't want to. If I even getting into new plays, just keep stacking and balancing it. It has worked very well this year so far. So that was play number 2. And then again, that Uber put, I just sold it. It was literally a $7 play. Got like 40, 50 bucks. I was just on one of those new snakes. And then Unity, this play again, this is my GameStop play. Or my Roaring Kitty play. I grabbed the January 70 calls, 2 of them at 60 cents. Literally, it was the cheapest play you could buy, because even afterwards, like even when I did the plays it already had like 10,000 open interest. It was already kind of doing its thing, but then I was even saying that I was like, this is the cheapest option you could buy at the time. There was like nominal value. All the other options were like $100, $200, $400. So I grabbed 2 of them, $70 call. For January, even has a little bit of time. It went up, made it almost free, 60 cents to 105. I have like a 50. I spent 120 for 2 of them, got 105 back. So my investment is $15. So let's see what we could do with it, baby. And then I made another play free. You remember that Fastly? Again, that play was very, very cheap too. Some people were like pressing me on it, asking about it a lot, but it was very, very small as designed, and keeping it low on some of these little random risks here for earnings. And I just sold half of them. I bought it at 9, sold it at 18, 100%. Now it's free. Yalla habibi. So other than that, that is all that I did. Not too bad though. Again, the TLTs are back up like 60%. Again, that TLT, you're literally gambling on the non-farms tomorrow. So we'll see where that takes us. But other than that, man, that is all that I got for the plays. Do you have any questions, my friends? Let me get some water. Is it GG's Brothers Toast, baby? You having a good evening, baby? What's going on? Oh, man. Check my email. What do you got for me? I usually don't check my email during the watch list, man. Like, what if you send me, like, a death threat or something? I don't know. Like, what is it, man? So yeah, oh wow, I got a lot of emails actually. So I can't. I don't know which one, man. I don't know which one. When we adding UPS? I don't know. I feel bad that I grabbed Intel, but like they just like I don't know if I told you if they kind of force me to buy it, I'm gonna buy it. They keep making even UPS is cheaper there, but again, UPS is not at a 20-year low. That's the only. But then UPS is the higher. I think. This is your higher quality play, like I've been saying. But again, I mean, like, if you don't have any other, like, blue chip name, I'm not buying Intel. I'm buying UPS. But like I said there, I mean, we went heavy on dividends this year. So while a lot of people want to lock in yield, I mean, we did good. We locked in our yield and we got a gain on the lock for a lot. Again, MO was a powerhouse for us, again, and some of the other ones. But that's why I'm like, might as well grab a little growth here and then – because guess what? If at the end of the day, after like even this Intel purchase with whatever cash we get, I'm like, we could just go back to getting more divvies, especially if like Intel or a Pfizer starts like going down, or again, maybe or even UPS for that matter too. You got me, what's it called? Intel fundamentals. Ooh, when did you tag me in it? Let's see. Long term never fails. Yeah, I mean, I do have a long time frame. I did think Intel was already gonna recover regardless. But I just thought it was going to take a while. But also, too, like at the same time, let's be real here. This is a dumb market, meaning it could really do bad. And like, I don't think it's a perfect price. But also in the same respect, you get the right CEO. I don't know if they're going to pull it off or not, but bro, you get the right mother effer. This thing is going crazy. And I mean the CEO pick. So we will see. You can't comment how it works. Or do you work for Intel? Are you trying to tell us? Are you trying to flex on us? I think you're flexing on us. Well, either way, regardless of what you do or where you work or what information you disclose, I already made my decision on it, and I plan on holding it for 10 years, so minimum. But like I'm saying, is that Pat? Holy oh my goodness! Either way, the whole point is that CEO pick, like I said, it makes things interesting, so that's why I'm saying I think it's a high risk, high reward, and I could use some of that in the long term, and we got some other good stuff, and I still got a lot of options on the table, so cheers to that, my friend. Cheers to that. They said that they're going to announce news on it tomorrow. I heard. I don't know if that was like an official statement or a rumor, but I have heard word on the street. You know, it's buzzing. I don't know. I gotta maybe double check it, but yeah, they're potentially tomorrow. But I don't really care about when you tell me. I care about who, because like I'm saying, you know, if you get the right person, I mean, dude, we've really just watched Starbucks go up 20% on the Chipotle guy, and he's like, I'm not even gonna come to the office. Like, AM pay me 30 or 50 million or something. I think 25 million. So Intel, that's the bad part, and here's the scary part. Here, it's high risk, high reward. So it's undeniable. That's why I'm telling you guys, if, you know, maybe go for a UPS if you don't have quality in your portfolio. This may not be the right play. Let your portfolio speak to you, because you guys got to realize this is the makings of a turnaround, or this is going to be the makings of another Walgreens. Yes, I said it. Do you understand? It's either this thing turns around, new CEO, they kill it, boom, voila, you know, you have nothing to worry about. But if not, and you go abrupt leaving CEO, burn a lot of money, get somebody, but he not good enough, is Derrick Rose with no knees, but you're paying him like he primetime Kobe, and then he don't turn out to do so well. And then the fabs don't work out, and then they got to turn to being fabulous to try to sell the chips, you know what I'm saying? But then that don't work out, and then they got to fire the CEO, and then they like try a woman or try anything and then they get another CEO, then they do it again, and then at this time you burned another 17 billion, and then but like then you're Walgreens, and then before you know it. So that is the scary part, which is undeniable. That it could happen. I don't know. I hate to put that out into the universe. Maybe not exactly like that, but hopefully you understand the risk with that hyperbole of a story. But at the same time, like I'm saying, the right CEO, the right turnaround plan. I mean, you guys are selling crack in a crackhead market. How can you not make? Again, these guys are selling chips, and the hottest thing in the world right now is a chip. They could do AI, and the hottest thing right now is AI. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't get it. Like, bro, you have jackets and it is snowing, and the government loves you. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but we'll see. We will see. If you have his CEO problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but Pat ain't one. Hit me. Does Qualcomm? They might. That's why I'm even screw Qualcomm. What about everybody else? What if Pat wants to be the next Steve Jobs, and then it drops, and then he tries to get activists together and then buy it all up, and then it doesn't have to be Qualcomm. The only downside is that Intel's very large still. don't get it twisted. Everybody hates this company, and some of you don't even like the purchase, but when it's all said and done, this is still like $120 billion market cap, I think. I'll wait for it. Double check. Run that back. Damn, 89 billion. Well, it was 120 billion at some point in the last near future. But yeah, so this is still a large company though. I mean, this isn't a small company, but then again, that is the scary part when it's all said and done. But yeah, I didn't see your tag, Mr. Mosby. I didn't get your tag on the Twitter. I still call it Twitter, bro. What is this? Reports. Somebody, JG, just tagged me on Twitter and said Cleveland's reports of a local patient who just came from Tanzania with an unknown respiratory illness, same symptoms that have been sweeping that area. CDC and WHO don't know what it is. Someone said something about that earlier. So we'll see. We go from intel to random thing. Is that you sent that? Did you? I think someone sent me that earlier. So I got another one. Tanzania. I have a Tanzania jersey. I do. That's the jersey I think I wore in the Gold Digger prank. You remember? I think that's what I told the girls. I told them I played soccer for Tanzania. I think that was the whole plot of my Gold Digger prank. Here, I'm Googling the Tanzania soccer team. Yeah, this is the jersey. And I told the girls that I played for the Tanzania soccer team. Can you fit three? Yalla, habibi, yalla. Man, I need to do another prank video. That's when I had a hairline, though. I don't know if they would. I don't know, man. We'll see. Maybe one day. Maybe Christmas. I want to give out money as Santa Claus. I have a lot of Christmas spirit. I know. Someone's going to ruin it for me like you did with me having plastic food. I know, you pagan holiday worshiper. It's not even, Jesus wasn't born on December. I know, man. Okay, just calm down. I like them songs. And that's it. I like being nice. That's it. Santa Claus is coming to town. Is buying puts haram? Technically, no. It depends on how strict of a Muslim you are, and kind of your core beliefs at it. But technically speaking, you are not profiting off of anything borrowed. As a put is you're getting someone to agree to buy from you. So if they agree to buy from you, you could technically buy it and give it to them. But any sort of shorting equity or option would be considered haram, or so I've heard. But take that up with your local spiritual advisor or mosque. You think the SEC will get involved in this meme coin insanity? I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I guess, yes and no. I don't know if they're going to necessarily clap people, but I do think that they're going to make, I think they're going to outline regulatory guidelines and then from there start enforcing it. Because that's the whole point. That's why people are excited, and that's kind of why people are going insane, and it's the Wild West. But I don't know. I don't know if they'll use Hawk Tua as an example, but do you get what I'm saying? I do think that right now this is kind of still the Wild West, but I do think they're going to outline guidelines now, and and it will probably clamp down on the meme coin stuff for sure. And then I think from there they will start enforcing it. I hope, but it's not even I think it has to do with the culture. We just have to as a culture kind of reject the pumping. I mean, let's be real. I mean, one of the reasons I'm kind of unpopular with some is because I'm not a crackhead, and I don't really encourage that. I tell you guys literally, and it's funny because if you look at my I'm an old school Wall Street dude to a degree, even though I hate Wall Street. But when it's all said and done, pumping was usually like heavily frowned upon. And you could tell, like, go to my old videos, you know what I'm saying? Like, I talk a lot of smack, dude. That's literally like why I get blocked with certain advertisers too, because I'm not with it. I just think it's very disingenuous, and there's a real way to make money, and there's a real way to invest, and even with Bitcoin, the same thing applies with Bitcoin. And, you know, so I'm excited for regulation. I'm excited for clear-cut rules so that we can have enforcement, and that's a good thing to look forward to. And, you know, given the early stages of crypto and already how it's blooming, but at the same time, we need a culture, and us as investors, and maybe as some of you young guys grow up, like, and watch, once everybody, if there is like a '01 bubble pop, '08 depression, that's when you guys are going to hate these people. For now, everybody keeps turning a blind eye to this pump culture. Literally, Solana is built off of damn pumps. And it's okay. I mean, whatever you want to call it, but let's be real. The only utility of that coin has been the damn pumps. It's pump fun. Pump fun burns tokens and locks it away, and that's making the supply. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when it's all said and done, it's just like, until we as a culture start kind of rejecting it, and usually people don't until they lose everything. Like, again, '01, like, why do you think the '01, like, why did I, again, even my culture, and as I grew, again, I've been doing this for a very effing long time, bro, and I know some of you else have also been here and seen things as well, and it's like, why do you think, you know, pumping has such a bad culture? It's because eventually somebody really does get left with the bag, and you're going to hate them, and you're going to hate it, and you will look back, and it will be one of those moments where we look at ourselves and say, why did we have this greed? Why did we have this, you know, why did we overlook it? Why were we so playful with something so serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, I don't know when, I don't know if, and I don't pray for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish on anybody's downfall, but all I'm saying is pumping used to be a nasty, dirty thing. Like, more nasty than anything, bro. I don't know how to, dude, you might think my morals are effed up, bro, because honestly, maybe they are. Maybe I'm going to pray on it, bro, because at the end of the day, I think pumping is dirtier than the gambling. I even think it's almost at the same level of the OnlyFans crap. It's like, it's dirty, bro. Like, I get how other things have became non-taboo, but nah, that's how I grew up, man. That's how I learned this game. That's how I was, bro. And just when it was all said and done, you know, like, that's why I never really messed with it. And I don't know, it's cost me social status to a degree, because, like, bro, like, I'm telling you, bro, watch. I go make a video right now, and again, I have old videos. I don't edit my titles. I leave my shit up there. You know, I go say, what's it called, going to 500,000. That'll get triple any of the views any of my economic videos will get. You know, again, you go on Twitter, you say this is if I go and say on Twitter, I'm a Solana adopter now, I will get rewarded for it. And even the algorithms are built for it. Nobody wants to hear that shit that, you know, no one wants to hear this shit. Like, what are you saying? Like, you know what I'm, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, let's be real. It's a blessing that so many of you are even here right now. And I think a lot of you are educated, and I think some of you have the desire, and clearly you've shown it in many ways. And even whether you're young, old, it don't matter. But at the end of the day, this ain't algorithm friendly, dog. You know, so that's another thing. But I do view it as negative, and until we knock that culture out, I think you have to mix that in. It is getting worse, but that's what I'm saying. Hope in a weird way, because right now, how do you shame these people though? Let's be real. At the same degree, how do you shame these people? How do you shame even the pumpers? Because there's a generation of pumpers, they don't even view this as bad. They don't even see it as any. How can they know if they've never been told? You know what I'm saying? And some of them, and how do you shame them when there's no rules? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about it. What are you gonna? Okay, what's the rule? What's the law? Yeah, it's a hustle if you know it. If you know the game, it's a hustle. But what are the what are the rules? They haven't defined the rules. Again, you had an opportunity for the last decade. It's not like this shit is new. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm saying as we move forward, I really hope that by outlining the rules now, maybe we can start honing in on really, what is acceptable and not, and beneficial and not, and now there could be a standard. So either way, man, I see both sides of it, but I'm just telling you my view on it and answering that question, which I think is highly relevant because over the next couple of months, you're going to hear about this a lot. And crypto, it just hit 100K and all of it, man. You know what I'm saying? So we will see. Where is it? I'm going to go check right now. Let's remember the raves. Where are they at? Yeah, dude, the AI bots. Did you guys see? I got scammed yesterday, too. My first time getting scammed in crypto. Because, again, remember, I told you I made a test token. And that's why I'm saying, and I saw how all of it, you saw how we even were able to make a coin, if we were going to use a coin for it, if we ever went private with anything. But I was telling you guys, bro, like how it all plays out, it's crazy how easy it is to do it. And, again, I never took anything out of it. I never made a dime off of it. It's all on the chain. You could see it. But at the end of the day, there is, I was telling people, you know what? If you send me a news tip, I'm going to just send you these shit tokens. I'm going to send you my E. coli, right? The one that I made. But somebody sent me this, and they sent me a tip for news. Here, I'm finding it for you. This was insane, bro. This was the most insane thing I've ever seen, dude. I can't believe it got me. Sorry, see, I'm annoying, too. If you follow me, it's Real Cult News on Twitter, but you will get news. I'll give you some pretty fast updates there, too, randomly, but at the end of but you have to hear all of my wacky opinions. That's the only downside, and I could get annoying. Okay, where is it? Yeah, look at this. So, like I said, I was like, all right, man, if you give me a good tip, I'll just send you some E. coli token, right? And it was this guy right here, Brian. Look at Brian. He said, that's not me. He was the guy who sent me the tip. And I was like, okay, I publicly on Twitter, I said, send me your wallet, right? And then this account responds to me instantly with a wallet. And look, it copied his profile picture, his name, added an underscore. Bro, this is all within seconds. And like, bro, I'm just going through this. And like, I quickly just look at it because then I click on his profile. He had some adult stuff on there, so I'm not going to click on it. But he retweeted the original tweet, so it looked like I was interacting with him. So like, if I made a real quick glance, it like, I fell for it, bro. I've never really fell for it. Like, again, I'm just sending like a made-up token. Again, it was literally even like a $2 worth, right? And I'm just like, all right, bro, here, like, but I was like, I send you a random poop coin, and he said, yeah. He responds to me, bro. He's interacting with me. Stole homie's profile pic, name, and I send it, and he was like, and then literally like an hour later, original homie is like, that is not me. Please do not send. Yeah, bro. Isn't that crazy? It was the craziest thing. Craziest thing. So, yeah. They got me. They got me, bro. It really does go hard. That was insane. So, I hope you guys get it. Like, if you don't understand it, the bot, it's sniping. It's sniffing for send me wallet or what's your wallet. And anytime someone says that, it's automatically copying their profile. It's a script to copy, match, retweet, and feign the appearance of interaction, and then try to intercept the transfer. If you're willing to do it, because again, if you say that shit publicly or think about it, they're trying to like snag all the giveaways too, and like try to like get in the middle of it, bro. It's wild. Yeah, man. Isn't that crazy? I'm telling you, I can't, it caught me off guard, bro. That really, really got me. I was like, wow. Okay, hats off. I'm very glad that was, again, I'm glad. That's why I told you it's a test token. I'm glad I got to play around with it, and I learned a lot, and I think you guys got to learn a lot and see it, and that's why I'm like, damn, bro. And again, it was right, literally, we did that like, 2 weeks before the world started going degenerate and ape on pump fun, and then it just accelerated really fast, bro. It's actually nuts. So, but yeah, bro, I can't believe it. I'm in absolute shock. So, we'll see, man. The future is here. The future is here. Yeah, oh yeah, and here it is. So Bitcoin. Where are you at, Bitcoin? 97. It had a big drop. You guys see it? Look at that. At one point, it went from 98,000 to like 92,000. Little Bitcoin flash crash. But again, don't forget, usually after like the runs, like the big runs on Bitcoin, it sucks in all the money. Then it'll come down, and then you wait, because if Bitcoin goes down, you watch for Ethereum and everything else to go up, or they all just come down. So, welcome to the game of musical chairs, my brother. But what else we got? Anybody? I'm going to give you final question. Final question of the day. Where we at? You want philo? I gave you the philo. I said go to the gym. I told you don't be excited. And again, there's been a lot of excitement this week. It's not really don't be excited, but control your excitement. Again, I mean, I think we could talk about it even today in many instances. But yeah, definitely manage it. Yeah, I like today's philo too, bro. You gotta, you could acknowledge. You don't have to really accept that people are good people to forgive them. And at the same time, just don't enjoy justice. Don't enjoy hatred, and don't enjoy punishment. You know what I'm saying? And have love in your heart. And at the end of the day, if something is white, let it be white. Black, the truth is truth. Lies are lies. And if, you come into information and find out something was false and true, don't fight the belief to assume that everything is bad in this world and envelop yourself in a world of hatred. So I don't. That's kind of a little quick summary, man. But it was a good philo. I like reading wartime material to you, but it was insane, man. I'm really. It challenged me today. Like I said, man, that philo really did. Even if you guys have heard some of my takes, even as of recently on certain topics, so it was cool. Yeah, man. Start small, baby. Yeah, don't try forgiving the Gestapo. Forgive the small. Start with the small things, bro. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me for telling you about Walgreens. I don't know. Forgive your dog for pooping on the carpet. Forgive your friend who sent you offensive meme. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start small before you trying to forgive the evilest things in the world, man. I saw things in Tucker Carlson in Russia. I even tweeted. I was like, how do we feel about it? How do we feel about Tucker Carlson in Russia? Was actually one of the things I tweeted before the watch list. Yeah, I was like, how do we feel about Tucker Carlson? So here are your responses. As long as he stays there, we're good. Watching it later, I wish he would extend the same courtesy to Ukraine, as well as allow them to explain their side without pushback, just as he does with these guys. Interesting to hear the Russian perspective. Tucker doesn't talk much. Journalist going to journalize. Versus Fox News, pretty okay. It's his body. He could do what he want. Loving disappointment. Trying to email me about a real estate deal. tradingfordirty@gmail.com. Heard Poland and said intercepted Russian drones. I'm jealous. Looks normal. No other journalists are having actual conversations. You appreciate the perspective. You wish him the best. He went back. Bold choice. I'll allow it. See, I don't know, man. These are kind of fun. So there you go, man. There you go. So all of you, and all my Twitter people, you made it to the watch list. So, yeah, that's why I do like asking some questions. Yeah, we're live, baby. I posted this on Twitter. Come on, baby. But at that note, I don't know. Is that the last question? I think it might be, man. I think it might be. So I'll wrap it up. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early for our Friday, baby. So, like I said, before you know it, man, it's about to be Christmas. So again, we get seasonality is good. It actually it is going to slow down the next couple days for December seasonality, and I think after the 11th it just skyrockets. So then we'll see. But hats off to you. I love you. Thank you for your time as always, man. For real, I appreciate y'all who have really held it down, man. Not only the other day with showing all that love, but every day, man. And some of y'all have matched the consistency, but way to be a part of this, man, and way to get excited and take advantage of the opportunity. I appreciate you, man. Way to motivate me. Way to motivate each other, baby. Let's get it. And we'll see where this Friday takes us. But I love you. Finger to the sky, baby, for real, all day, every day. That's what's in control. You know that we oftentimes don't know what's happening when we're in the moment, only when looking back. So that's why faith, it don't matter how the emotions change. And you know what I'm saying? Finger to the sky, baby. So I love you. Have a wonderful evening and a good, beautiful sleep when you hit the pillow. You know what I'm saying? Just you're blessed, baby. Have a good evening. Horna.